This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so we've got some breaking news here, and this is about Alfa Nero out in Antigua. Prime Minister of Antigua, Gaston Brown, has confirmed that a deposit has been made on Motor Yacht Alfa Nero. The Prime Minister made the disclosure in response to a question from the opposition leader in the Parliament's lower house. The price for the sale, which has been agreed to, is $40 million. The sale has been managed by the port manager, Darwin Telemachy, and he said it includes a 4.5% broker's fee. Now, I would imagine it will be a relief for the government of Antigua, who has been fighting in court with the daughter of Andrei Guriev, who appeared and claimed ownership of the yacht only after the sanctions against the vessel had been released by the US government or lifted by the US government. They were also paying all the bills for it, which was adding up to hundreds of thousands of dollars a week. So I'm sure they'll be relieved that they're finally going to get shut of this vessel. Now, the sanctions were lifted because the government of Antigua seized the vessel and needed them to be removed before the sale. However, only a few days after the sanctions were lifted, the daughter of Andrei Guriev, who is believed to be the actual owner, filed a suit in the court in Antigua to block the sale. Now, this happened just a few weeks after the vessel had been publicly auctioned, and the final figure of $67 million was agreed upon. So they've lost almost $30 million in this latest offer, which they've accepted. Now, once the lawsuit was filed, the winning bidder, Eric Schmidt, and the second highest bidder, they both backed out of the sale. Schmidt went on to buy the old Kismet, which is now called Whisper. Now, the fact that the government has accepted a deposit means that the court case obviously went against Guriev's daughter. The yacht was seized in 2023 because the vessel was deemed to have been abandoned by her owner for over a year and had racked up bills of over $500,000. The vessel had arrived in Antigua in 2022, a short time before her alleged owner, Andrei Guriev, was sanctioned by the US government. However, Mr. Guriev has at every opportunity denied that he was the owner of the yacht, including to us, not directly, but through his lawyers. But at no point did he ever say that his daughter was in fact the owner until she made the claim in the courts. The buyer is at the moment unknown. Now, the Antiguan government had recently said that they were going to stop giving public statements on the sale of the yacht, which was valued just before the vessel was seized at $80 million. So this is a fast-moving story, and since recording the video and whilst we're still editing, we've received an update to say that the full balance of the yacht's $40 million price tag has now been paid, and the yacht's ownership has been transferred through a representative to the new owner. The yacht will go into a refit period, but will stay in the Caribbean and will become a charter vessel. As you can see on screen, the handover has been done and the yacht is now in new ownership. We're currently unable to say who the new owner is, but we will bring you this information as soon as possible. So stay tuned for updates. Anyway, we'll move on to the next story. So over the last 5 or 6 years, various different, let's call them media outlets, have reported that the former NBA basketball star Michael Jordan owns a super yacht. Now, we did a story at least 3 or 4 years ago correcting false information online. Now, the super yacht in question is a yacht called Motor Yacht Joy. Now, Joy is a 70-meter or 229-foot yacht built by Fedship in 2016. Now, the yacht is a successful charter yacht, and even as its own website, motoryachtjoy.com. Now, the stories generally are along the lines of how much it cost Michael Jordan to buy the yacht, how much it costs to maintain the yacht, etc. And then the stories will talk about the extravagance on board that vessel. Now, the most recent article was published by Sport Bible just last week, just a few days ago, with the title, "Fans Stunned After Discovering How Much Michael Jordan's Weekly Maintenance Bill Comes to on $80 million Super Yacht." That's the title. Catchy, isn't it? Anyway, there's only one problem with this, is that Michael Jordan is not the owner. So obviously, you know, these outlets not letting the facts get in the way of a good story. Now, as far as we know, he's never owned any super yacht. Now, the yacht is actually owned by Samir Galut, who's an Indian businessman. Now, according to this, I'll go back to this article, Michael Jordan has chartered Joy on a number of occasions. That's something that we can't confirm. It's quite hard to confirm unless you see photographs of somebody on board, and then you can assume that they chartered or they may be friends with the owner, right? Now, there is a basketball court on the bow of this yacht, complete with fencing around the edge to prevent the ball falling into the water. So it would be a good yacht for Michael Jordan to charter, assuming he still plays basketball. However, further down in this same article, they actually admit that they recognise that he's not the owner at all, but that he does charter the vessel from time to time. So the title of the article is knowingly misleading. It's knowingly false, isn't it? Because he doesn't pay any maintenance on a yacht that he doesn't own. The only bill that Jordan will make is for the charter itself, right? He will pay the charter fee and then all of the stuff that goes with it, like fuel and food and etc., etc. So any maintenance will be paid for by the owner of the yacht, of course. Now, according to the same article, Michael Jordan is worth an estimated $2.4 billion. So he could certainly, if he wanted, own a yacht like this, if that is in fact a true summary of his net worth. Like I said, the value of Joy is estimated to be around $80 million. So with a fortune of $2.4 billion, he could easily afford it. However, once you know one fact is incorrect in an article, it leads you to ask the question, what else is incorrect in this article, doesn't it? So anyway, yeah, there you go. He doesn't own that vessel. So the story is basically fake. All right, so this article is based on reporting from Boat International. They reported that the crew of the 70-meter superyacht Horizon 3 has been making delivery of relief supplies in the wake of Hurricane Beryl. It goes on to say that the crew of the 70-meter Lursen superyacht have delivered essential supplies to, I believe it's Curacao and Grenada in the Caribbean, following the devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl. Now, the hurricane, which has devastated a number of islands in the Caribbean with wind speeds of up to 150 miles an hour, and Curacao was in the eye of that storm when it hit the island. Other islands affected by the hurricane were Jamaica, St. Vincent, and Grenada. We recently showed footage from Grenada. I'll put it on screen here. After the hurricane landed there, showing the devastation and destruction of the houses and yachts and boat marinas on the islands, quite shocking. Going back to the superyacht Horizon 3, they were finishing a charter, and after the guests landed in Trinidad, the captain spoke to the owner of the yacht and made the suggestion that they do this, and he supported the vessel's idea to purchase supplies. Captain Heyman, I believe his name is, said to Boat International that we loaded up as much as we could, everything we thought they would need, and then we sailed to Curacao as we felt that would be the most direct route. As you can see from the photographs on screen, you can see the crew offloading the supplies onto the island. I believe the photographs were actually of them delivering in Grenada. I think it's outstanding what they did. I think they definitely deserve credit where credit's due. You think about it from the owner's perspective, he's paid for all of the supplies and also the cost of fuel to deliver to the location and then to return to wherever it was planning on heading. So, you know, bravo to the crew for what they did and obviously to the owner of the yacht as well. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you haven't already. It's a great way to support the channel. We also post more videos on Patreon than we do on YouTube. Speaking of videos, there is a new video live on the Patreon channel already. It's a superyacht tour, $50 million superyacht tour. Now, if you don't want to check out the Patreon page, you can wait until Sunday and the video will be live on the YouTube channel. We also have a new podcast, a new episode of the podcast. You can check that out on the Yacht Report podcast. I'll put all the links in the description so you can check it out there. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you've got any information for us about any stories or any other stories, please be sure to get in touch. You know how to do that by now. You can get us in the email address in the ticker. You can get us on the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get us on Instagram, on Facebook Messenger, on Twitter, and on Threema. Be sure to like this video, very important for the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for future notifications. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye. And it's, you know, pretty standard main deck aft area here. You can see partially shaded. You can sit in the sun if you wish to do so. And there are other decks upstairs that have got more access or more sunlight on them.
We've got some prep areas here, I will call them. In previous